Numbers 25. We are finally back to the Israelites, who are still trying to make their way to the Promised Land, but are just chilling out in other cities for now, murdering everyone who gets in their way. And they're the good guys. And also, they have lots of sex, and you know that's not gonna end well. While Israel was staying in Shittim, the men began to indulge in sexual immorality with Moabite women, who invited them to the sacrifices to their gods. The people ate the sacrificial meal and bowed down before these gods. So Israel yoked themselves to the Baal of Peor, and the Lord's anger burned against them. So the Israelites looted and pillaged a city, then indulged in sexual immorality with the local women, which is a weird way to describe horniness, while also joining them in their religious rituals to multiple gods. What sort of pickup line is that anyway? You want to come over to my place and make a sacrifice to the gods? Plural? No wonder God is angry. After all the nice things he said about them in the previous chapters, here they are just joining a new cult and having orgies with the neighbors. The Lord said to Moses, "Take all the leaders of these people, kill them, and expose them in broad daylight before the Lord, so that the Lord's fierce anger may turn away from Israel." George Carlin had a point. If you're already murdering people, might as well go with public beheadings. Very effective. Broad daylight! I mean, it has to be, because we know what these people are doing at night. That last statement is really something. I need you to execute these people so my anger turns away from them. You need to kill them because I have anger issues. So Moses said to Israel's judges, "Each of you must put to death those of your people who have yoked themselves to the Baal of Peor." Oh, but they were just having fun, getting it on, eating some food, worshipping gods who weren't spending all their time plotting murder against them. I mean, let it go. You might think we're about to see a public beheading in broad daylight, but no. The Bible's writers are just going to switch over to a specific instance of a vigilante taking the law into his own hands, as if this story takes place in Texas. Then an Israelite man brought into the camp a Midianite woman right before the eyes of Moses and the whole assembly of Israel while they were weeping at the entrance to the tent of meeting. When Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw this, he left the assembly, took a spear in his hand, and followed the Israelite into the tent. He drove the spear into both of them, right through the Israelite man and into the woman's stomach. Then the plague against the Israelites was stopped, but those who died in the plague numbered 24,000. A dude just murdered a guy and the woman he was sleeping with, all because he's one of those abstinence-only people and they were an interfaith couple. And he's considered the good guy here. God saw what he did and thought, okay, I think I'm good for now. I'll let the rest of you live. 24,002 bodies is enough to satisfy my bloodlust. For now. Which makes you wonder, if those two people were not murdered, how many more people did God plan to kill? Also, what plague are we talking about here? There wasn't any plague happening, but apparently the murder stopped a plague that we only learned about right now. A plague so deadly it took out 24,000 Israelites, and didn't even get a mention before the javelin sex murder. I won't lie to you. I did think way too long about how a spear could kill two people at once inside a tent. And obviously, the implication here is that they had to be doing it missionary style, or else this turns into a magic bullet scenario, which would also make sense because this is the Bible and creative thinking in the bedroom, or tent, is not allowed. But that also means the woman must have seen this other guy creep up on them with a weapon in his hand, which is seriously messed up. And not just because thou shalt not kill no longer applies apparently if two people who shouldn't be having sex are having sex. The Bible, killing boners and everything else for thousands of years. The Lord said to Moses, Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, has turned my anger away from the Israelites. Since he was as zealous for my honor among them as I am, I did not put an end to them in my zeal. Therefore, tell him, I am making my covenant of peace with him. He and his descendants will have a covenant of a lasting priesthood, because he was zealous for the honor of his God and made atonement for the Israelites. I'm pretty sure that God just said, that man just murdered 2 people on my behalf. I'm going to give him a medal and reward him for generations to come. And I'll stop terrorizing my friends. This is religious extremism. If a brown person said God rewarded me for killing other people in his name, you know what everyone would call that. But when biblically brown people do it, it's supposed to be a story of lovely devotion. The name of the Israelite who was killed with the Midianite woman was Zimri, son of Salu, the leader of a Simeonite family. And the name of the Midianite woman who was put to death was Cosbi, daughter of Zur, a tribal chief of a Midianite family. Thanks for telling us the lineage of 2 people we'll never meet again, whose obituaries boil down to, they had sex, missionary style, and it's the only interesting thing they ever did. Which, you have to admit, is kind of amazing. If you die and the first line in your obituary is about your sex life, you're either an adult film star or someone in the Bible. I mean, good for you either way. The Lord said to Moses, treat the Midianites as enemies and kill them. They treated you as enemies when they deceived you in the Peor incident involving their sister Cosbi, the daughter of a Midianite leader, the woman who was killed when the plague came as a result of that incident. Oh, sure. She had sex and now her entire tribe must be massacred. Leave it to the Bible to always find new ways to blame women. Also, I guess we're supposed to be mad about an Israelite having sex with a Midianite, but you know who else has sex with a Midianite woman? Moses! In Exodus 2, he married Zipporah, the daughter of a Midianite priest, but she worships the real God, while the mistress who got killed worshipped a false god. Religious differences really tear families apart, or in this case, drive a spear between them. To summarize this chapter, a bunch of people had sex. One guy decided to murder 2 of the people having sex, and God decided that guy was the hero of the story and that he would take a break from murdering people because that guy murdered people, and then God told Moses to keep murdering people. I cannot believe people worship this God.